Evening, folks, and welcome back to the View for the match day preview for Leeds' win against Coventry at the weekend, and look ahead to Leeds versus Norwich City tomorrow night, coming thick and fast now. Before we head into an international break, not too far away, another lovely, lovely international break to look forward to that everyone loves in the door. So yeah, we've got that on the horizon. Some team news today that came out, and we'll cover that towards the second half of the video, but we will check in with our guests tonight, joined by Jerry McNamee as normal for our reviews of the game, and Paul from the Leeds Therapy as well down below. So Jerry, how have you been, mate? How's things? How's your week been?
Not bad, not bad. As I was saying off air, it's just wet. It's raining. But no, I had a nice day at Leeds, nice win, better performance. Still more in the tank, I reckon, but we look comfortable. And I think there's a lot of teams like Cardiff and Coventry in that division, and we just got to put them away because they can drag you down sometimes. But I think, job done on Saturday, without going mad. I was really pleased.
Yep. Paul, how have you been? Happy with the result? Happy with the performance?
Not really happy with the result, happy with the performance. I don't think we even got out of second gear in that game for me. It was, listen, let's be 100% honest, Coventry were terrible. But, I mean, in patches they were okay. We were just better all round than all of than them, full stop. Even though they had more possession than us, even though they did more things than us in the game, the biggest metric is who puts the ball in the back of the onion bag, and we managed to do it enough times to win the match. So, yeah, happy, much happier. There seems to have been a steady progression over the last sort of few weeks, so that's something that I'm pleased about.
Yeah, Jerry, 3 goals, 3 good goals as well, 3 very well-worked goals. Every single one of them was a lovely move. Slightly more attacking football than Cardiff. Not massively more than Cardiff, but enough that I know when I finished watching it, very satisfied with what I saw, but a very thoroughly professional performance from Leeds. But Piru doing what he does best, comes off the bench, bags one. We've got Bogle getting his first goal of the season, as well as the one I shouldn't be forgetting about.
Willie
Nantos, banger, the first one, yeah. Absolute cracker of a goal. Lovely ball by Brendan Aronson at the fair play as well. So, 3 good goals, Jerry. Good day at the office.
Yeah, we Brendan's doing it. I have to give it to him. He's buzzing around and he's staying on his feet, and you can see he's worked really hard. I think I've noticed he looks like he's bulked up a bit as well. Not as lightweight, but he's certainly cemented his place in that team. And I think any hangover from the loan and everything else is gone, because I think we can see that he's a decent player. And again, Willie looks good. I thought Willie's movement and everything else, and a great finish. I think sometimes, I think it's Matthew Joseph's problem as well. We tend to hit him too high. I think we should get him down into the corners. Easy saying when you're hitting them, when you've got a shot. But yeah, I think if Joseph hits a few low down, keeper has to make 2 moves. Doesn't need to get down. And I think he'll score a few goals. But I think throughout the team, I thought Ramzani, I think he just makes space for himself. He gets the ball, little turn, and you think, he's got loads of space. And that the little pass through for was it the Bogle goal? Yeah, he thought, why didn't you just hit it? And he just a perfect little ball. Yeah, just perfect. And ball in for Willie for his goal. Great finish. Pirro as well. The keeper maybe wasn't great, but he got on target, and the keeper has to make a go for it. I mean, Coventry, yes, were poor. Coventry last year were a right pain for us. And Ellis Sim hardly got a look in. I thought he was their big man last year. Haji Wright, come on, didn't even notice him. And the rest of them, they just weren't. They were as poor as Cardiff. And I think I noticed a lot of rumblings from the Coventry fans. They started off noisy, but I think Robbins is in trouble, but that's their problem, not ours. And I think, we needed an early goal, second half, got it. Sort of went back into our shells a bit, but totally in control. Coventry didn't do anything with the ball. And I had a pound on 3-0. I was happy with 3-0, and job done. I had a pound on Willie 2-0 as well, so I was hoping for that too, but you can't have everything. Melier came back from his shopping trip. He did punch one where he should have caught it. And then, I think he'd been downtown getting some groceries, come back and pulled off a brilliant save. I don't think he's got nothing to do these days. He's really struggling. The only thing, 7 more corners, with 154 now. We're getting close, but not to be. I did my usual. Ampadu's gone down. He always goes down at least once a game injured. Yeah, he's got these bit like Pontus. He used to go down dead. And how wrong could I have been? But we'll talk about that later. That's a bit of a blow. Tanaka, come on. and hit that brilliant ball through as well. The pass to Willian and the cross for I keep forgetting the goal. Was it the Pirro goal or was it whatever?
Yeah, it was Pirro's. Not just squares it. Pirro taps it in.
Yeah.
He just as we say we're covered in midfield. I think we've got enough options there. It's at the back. You worry more injuries that could cause us a problem. Bogle got his goal. He's defended well. He's settling in. Firpo was Firpo. Another assist. What can you say about him, man? And right throughout the team, we looked okay, and we still got players to come back. So yeah, so far, but a busy week and a hard week ahead.
Yeah, and then a break. But let's hope, Paul, we don't have a huge amount of defending that's needed to be done over the next 2 games, because right now we haven't had a massive amount to defend against.
No.
But you're playing against 2 better sides now coming up against Norwich. You've had a really good run the last 2 games, scoring goals. And then you've got Sunderland on Friday night. So 2 teams that will come and have a go at Leeds, by all accounts. Listening to their manager in the press conference today, he said that he will play his game, Paul, and they'll come at us. So Leeds need to be wary about that. But just sticking with the game, Coventry, I thought Willie Nonto had an incredibly mature performance in that game. No messing around, no rolling around, no whinging and moaning, just got on with it. And I personally think it's one of the best games he's played for Leeds, all-around game for Leeds.
No, 100%. I've been probably one of Willie's biggest critics at the start of this season. Listen, he's a phenomenal player. There's a lot of good in him and a lot of good in what he does. We just needed to see a little bit more of it and just stop the petulance, get on with playing the game right, just get on with doing it properly. And what I saw on Saturday was a much more mature kind of I'm the man kind of performance I kind of got from him. And what was really nice to see was he wasn't pinned onto the right-hand side. He could move over to the left if he wanted to. Then he could move into the centre if he wanted to. There was a really nice fluidity between those 3 players all around. And I just really like to see that happening, because obviously that goal comes in from Willie being in the centre when the ball's played across to him. Beautiful finish, by the way. Just absolutely. I mean, you could say that their goalkeeper's a bit biscuit wrists and everything, but no, the power on it and the precision was good. Same with
going away from him as well. So even as he's going, it's still moving away from him.
Same with Bogle's shot. Beautiful no-look pass from Ramazani to be able to get the finish on that. And then with Pirro's goal, the reason why Pirro's goal was very good was because what he did cleverly is he played it right next to the keeper, because he was that close to the keeper playing it in, which made it hard for him to get down and make any physical change to it. And listen, if it wasn't for their keeper, I've got no qualms in saying we would have won that probably 4. By probably 4 overall. All-round performance was great. Shame about Ampadu, but again, we've got Tanaka that can now play in that role. He fitted in seamlessly. I love his physicality that he has. He's a strong boy. Just everything else about him just worked well. That ball that he puts through for Nonto to lay on the ball, lovely vision. We've got the cover there. My concern is the defence side of stuff, and I want to make sure that Stroik is wrapped in cotton wool. And I, with the greatest respect, I wouldn't be letting Rodon go on international duty. I'd be saying, no, we'll make something up. You're fatigued and you're going to stay back here and we'll rest you and keep you where you need to be, kind of thing. But game-wise, it's one of the best that I've seen us play. And even when we gave up possession, it was almost like we turned around and said to them, look, have the ball. Let's see what you can do with it. Because what that allowed us to do is we were set in where we were going to be, but it just allowed us to conserve energy, massively conserve energy really, really well. And the defence has looked very, very good. Rodon's now starting to look like the Rodon of last season, where he's not misplacing all of his passes. Bogle's settling in really well. Firpo is just Firpo, but Stroik, for me, he's our best defender at the club. Stroik, he's just so good to watch play. Really strong, physical, starts off attacks. It's good. So things are looking up. I'm in positive mindset at the moment, but that could all change as the week wears on.
Yeah, well, it's calm right now. We'll see where we are come Friday. Jerry, we got to get a good look at Ramazani now. 2 games on the back. Attacking looks really, really good. Looked even better again against a better Coventry side than what Cardiff brought to the table. And we got a good look at Tanaka because of the injury to Ethan Ampadu. So we got a better part of an hour of seeing outplaying along with Ramazani. What are your thoughts on them now that you've seen them play a couple of games?
Yeah, I think Ramzan, as I said, he's definitely a talent, and I think it's after 2 games. It's early to say whether he's an absolute replacement for Somerville, but I think he's probably a bit. I think Somerville got sort of found out a bit last year. He used to turn inside, and I think a lot of teams that surround him with 2 and 3 players. I think Ramzan, he's got a bit more. He brings more people into the game, I think, and he makes space for himself. So I really, and he's good fit. I really, yeah, he's a good sign. And I think Tanaka, you don't notice Tanaka a lot. I thought myself, I've not been watching him close, but he's just touching, moving, looking around, making space on the swivel, looking for the pass. And that pass through, it was Pablo-esque. That's what I thought when I saw it. It was absolutely beautiful. I think going back to the centre halves, the worry I had was Rodon I thought he would be coming off because he was holding his thigh because he got a bang last week on his hip. He was holding his groin. Yeah, he was. And I thought he's coming off. So I'm hoping he's all right. But he's a war horse, Rodon. He probably be kicked in the head by a horse and he'd still be playing. He's been bandaged and all sorts this year. But no, our new signings, and we've only had a snapshot of Solomon. I don't think he's fit yet, but we always knew injuries were going to be an issue for him. Joe Rothwell, we've not really seen much of him. He's only had small cameos. It's hard to make judgment, but he is a talented player. So we might see a bit more of him this week as we rotate the squad, maybe, although Fark doesn't normally like doing that. And Schmidt just came on again. It's hard to judge him, but he looks solid. I wouldn't want to mess with him. He's got a bit of muscle on him. So
square unit. He's not tall, but he's blocky. Forward, backwards, left and right. There's a unit there.
Yeah. So he's obviously an option. I like the way Firpo was playing right wing at one stage. He was doing a Firpo thing. That was funny. Where's Wally? Where's Firpo? But he can do it now because he's been good. So yeah. And somebody says Bogle. I thought, yeah, he's settling in. Goal will do him good, and he made a few good tackles. You can't fault the team. It was a nice little performance, and against a team that give us problems. Teams like that give us problems, and we seem to be 4 out of 5 clean sheets, 4 goals conceded, 3 mad ones against Portsmouth and a slip against Burnley. It's as the record comes out so far, it's looking okay. Just fingers crossed.
Yeah, it is. I think the injuries as well that we have at the moment. If you look through them, a lot of them scream early season injury strains, like. Outside the knee ones, like Manor Solomon, a back issue that just screams of a heavy preseason of just loading him up and getting him used to the loads that he'd been missing for the last year. Hopefully he's back soon. Dan James hamstring again. That is what it is. But he can't be going on international duty if he comes back before October. I wouldn't be sending him in November either. Ampadu looks like he's going to be out for about 10 weeks. Won't require surgery, but realistically, Paul, it's about 12 weeks really when you take into. He has to get back in team training. Yeah. That's a big loss. And you've got Max Fober, whose meniscus and his knee as well is a problem. And he's going to be out between 6 to 8 weeks, will need surgery on that. So a covering centre back leaves us with Joe Rodon, Pascal Struijk, who's been fantastic so far this season, best defender in the club for me right now. And then James DeBoyo as the backup option. It's not enough. Now, Sam Byram can play there. Yes, he has played and done a job before. Not ideal situation though, and we need to keep these lads really, really healthy in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Ampadu one is the most worrying one. I ruptured my ACL playing 5-a-side football on AstroTurf pitch. I just absolutely I just popped it completely. Yeah, and I did my both medial and lateral ligaments. So medial is on the inside, lateral is on the outside.
On the outside, yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up having to have cartilage shaved off of my legs, everything. Not to put the fear of God up for people at the moment in terms of how bad mine was career ending. What happened to me during the 5-a-side game? Not that I had a career, but mine was career ending. What happened to me? So I know how awful it is. My knee now is always weak. It's constantly weak.
Yeah, it will be.
Whilst I'm strong in terms of physically and stuff, I could never go and play football again because it'd just go. So I can only do stuff like swimming and cycling and stuff. So as long as they say it doesn't need a surgery, he just needs to really, 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 really take it easy. do the right sort of things that he needs to do. And as long as we've got the right sort of support behind him, he should be back, I would say, within about 12 weeks, because like you said, Jerry's got to literally stop all physical activity altogether to give his leg a chance to sort of recuperate himself, but then he has to get the physicality side of things back again. So yeah, it's not great. Dan James is a bit of a weird one because that's been going on a little while now. So I'm a bit more concerned about that. Woba, I'll be completely frank and honest with you, couldn't give a monkey's rat's behind about him at all. I don't care. He doesn't want to be.
He might be fit on the 31st of December, I think, Woba, won't he?
Probably. Yeah. That'll be the miracle.
Shock then.
He didn't show enough.
It is everything is early season. The back thing, that's early season. That's you've been running and going on a jog, and I get horrendous back
pain and stuff.
Yeah,
it's all low there.
So yeah, it's not great. It's the defense side of things worries me more than anything. Yes, we've got DeBio, which is great, and yes, Byram can come in and give a little bit of a hand at the same time as well. But we don't want to be going to that sort of bare bones this early.
No.
I don't know who we got all the centre halves. That young lad, was it Monteiro?
Monteiro,
he's never really made it through. He's
been okay. He's only 19 still. He's been he's been in the team and he's played regularly from 21s last year before, and this year. But he doesn't seem to be pulling up any trees by any stretch of imagination. No one's talking about him really anymore.
Yeah, and you think, should we give Liam Cooper a contract and Richard Creswell? That's the time we just, because as you say, midfield seems okay. I think we got cover there. It's the Fenton Hamptons, and Strike was very doubtful. We were all surprised that he played on Saturday. And as you say, he's been outstanding this year. He's really good-looking man, really good-looking man. The best. You can really appreciate his beauty as well as his good play. I think it's okay to say that. Yeah, I hurt my knee today. I fell over today in a cafe, slipped on the floor, and right down on my knee. And I could see the cafe owner not concerned about me. He was more worried about compensation. I said, it's okay, I'm not going to claim. You just need to cover that floor. But anyway, that's an aside out of my life today. Yeah.
Very relieved, Eric. He's very relieved, man.
When I had the operation done on my knee to make it right, what they actually had to do was take a tendon out of my hamstring, and then keyhole surgery to then re-put it back in to stitch the patella ligament all back together again, because it was just... So
you can walk, Paul. You're a walking disaster.
It's essentially taking one elastic band, cutting it up to repair two other elastic bands by tying a knot with the bits of extra that you've got to either end. The
thing is, my right leg quad is about an inch bigger than my left quad now because of overcompensating.
Yeah, but we still will play five-a-side football. I still run around. And, I point. Yeah, I don't run. I just point at people to do stuff. Yeah, and shout.
I keep being told there's walking football, Jerry. You can go play walking football. I'm too young just yet.
I'm not. I just moved house and I was looking for a game and I said, I'm looking for a 5-7-a-side. Brackets, not walking football, but someone would say that's why I've been playing that for 10 years the way I move, so I don't know.
It's your choice though, on your terms.
I know. Yeah.
Lads, we've got Norwich coming up tomorrow night, which will be a very, very big game. As I said, in the last 5 matches, they've got a decent run of things: 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Leeds 4 wins and a draw in the last 5. So we're in good form coming into this. But Paul, they've got some goals in them. 3 goals against Derby. They got a win away from home, 4 at home to Watford, which really stopped Watford's early season form. And then a 1-0 away win at Coventry before that as well. So they will be coming into this game. Their manager, as I said, has said Johannes Hoftorp, or HJT as they call him, has been talking up his team, saying that he'll play the way he normally plays and will take risks. Does that play into Leeds' hands? You'd imagine a little bit.
Yes, it does. Listen, we looking at in terms of. I'm just looking at some statistics now on here. So you've got form wise, they've come into it a little bit, but when you look at it, it's a mixed bag overall in terms of the people that they've lost against. They lost 1-0 to Swansea, and then in the Football League Cup is the only other loss that I can see here, which they lost 4-0, but they drew 1-1 with Sheffield United. They did put Norwich to the sword a little bit. Derby, they were lucky more than anything. Very lucky. If linesmen and assistant referees were watching what was going on,
oh god,
that game would have ended up 2-1 that game would have ended up 2-1 to Derby. I always give every team that we play against the respect that they deserve. but Norwich are sitting 10th at the moment. It's what we need to think about. Our defence, we haven't conceded on the road yet at all. And the defence is starting to look really, really solid. That doesn't really worry me at all. I think if they try go at us a little bit, that'll really play into our hands. When you've got like Nonto, who is quick, Aronson, who is quick. Aronson, by the way, and when I did say at the back end of last season in sort of summertime that the redemption arc for Aronson is going to be something special to see. And currently, he's doing fantastically well as far as I'm concerned.
He's been brilliant. Paul, you've heard me all year and last year talk about tempo.
Yeah,
and tempo is how quickly we move the ball, not necessarily how fast you run around the park.
Yep.
But if you look at Nonto's goal, that ball goes into Aronson. And this conversation, and we don't have a number 10.
Yeah,
he's in the number 10 spot, and as it comes to him, he just turns real quick and plays that ball immediately. First 100%. Time, keeps the tempo moving, keeps the momentum going forward, and we score from it and catch them off guard. And that's what he brings to the team that we don't have anywhere else. So it's driving me nuts. Everyone keeps saying we don't have a 10. We're going to ruin not signing a 10. You do. He's right there. He cost you 25 million. He's got 4 goal involvements directly already. You start including the balls to the assist. He's involved in a hell of a lot more than he gets credit for. So I think he's been excellent. Jerry, what have you made of him so far?
Well, that was the player we saw at the start of his time at Leeds. I remember it was Wolves and Chelsea, the first 2 home games, and we were saying, look, he gets the ball and he turns to go forward. And as you say, I'm seeing that again. And I think he just got swallowed up by a poor team, a poor manager. I think it just all caved in on him, and didn't have no favours the way he left. But he's come back, and that's shown a bit of character, because he knew what he was up against. He knew the fans weren't happy, and I think we had a point. But that's all forgot about now, because he's come back and he's playing well, and he cemented his place in that team. And he's, as you say, he's creating stuff and he's scored goals. So we can't ask for any more than that. And he's bulked up a bit, and he's staying on his feet when he can. And he's linking up. So I'm really happy with him at the moment, and he's definitely in the team. There's no doubt about that. And when all the other players come back, I said to you last week, we got Solomon and Dan James coming off the bench. That's going to scare the hell out of a lot of teams. Norwich, that guy scored a hat-trick at the weekend. As you said, one of them was Blake. I think that there was a clearance as well.
Was borderline, but it was in a
I mean, we played them off the pitch in the playoffs, and I suppose a lot has changed since that manager and everything. But I think the fear will be with them, a team with Leeds coming to them. But would a point be the worst thing to happen? Maybe not. 4 points from this week. Norwich, we've had mixed times down there, but I certainly think we can go there with a lot of confidence and being the favourites. I think, it's a long old drive tomorrow. It's nearly 4 hours down there, but I've got to, I'm looking forward to it.
You get the result and a performance to enjoy while you're down there, Jerry. And Paul, the injury of Ampadu, although it's not what we want to see, we want to have at this point of the season, considering I didn't think he started the season particularly well, but I thought every single game he's got much better. And I think if you look at the last 3 games specifically, he's been excellent, especially. And I thought he was intercepting and cutting out balls out from the back really high up the park, which was stopping counterattacks this week. And it was great to see that. And then he gets injured. And unfortunately, he's got into 2 50-50s to try and put a bit of meat on a player. And it's come out the worst of it in both situations. And I wonder, is it the same knock that he got in both games? It's just been exacerbated. But we get to see out Tanaka start the game now. So he'll likely to come in beside Ilya Gruev in the centre of the park, who I think, by the way, this was said earlier on by John, Gruev deserves some flowers at this stage. Yeah. He's been phenomenal in midfield. He's been excellent for us this year, and he's not getting any credit. But we'll get to see that midfield of Tanaka and Gruev. What do you want to see from them?
I want to see Gruev sitting in, and I want to see it's not Gruev sitting in. Sorry, I want to see Tanaka sitting in, and I want to see Gruev further forward. That's what happened. That's what happened on Saturday. And they played fantastically well. Fantastically well. I like Gruev. He's a lot quicker than what you think he is as well in terms of his overall speed and ability, and just that little ability just to zip a pass in left or right and just make things happen a little bit quicker. I think for whatever reason, when Ampadu was it, and again, no shade to Ampadu, when they were both playing at the same time, for some reason they seemed to be drawn to each other quite a lot, which meant there was a bit of a gap disconnect with the actual attacking line. Whereas on Saturday, it just seemed a little bit more. I mean, Ampadu was a lot better on Saturday in terms of his overall positioning, and Gruo was better further forwards. But just, I'm a big Tanaka fanboy. I don't know why. I just really, really like him. When you watch him, you watch his play, his movement, everything that you see about him. I just really, really like his play. I want him doing the Calvin Phillips-esque passes that Phillips was doing back end of the Championship. I want Gruev there, box to box, doing what he does, because he's got a hell of an engine on him. And I just think that's going to be difficult. I mean, and he's, like I said, he's tough, Tanaka, and he's big as well. He's bigger than what you think he is. Just very, very strong. I just want them. Our friend Andrea talks about verticality a lot, and that is what we saw a lot of on Saturday. Even with Ampadu in the side as well, it's starting to come to that a little bit more. So I want to see that continue, because one of the things that we did really, really well on Saturday is we were hunting in packs quite precisely, which was nice to see. We went after the ball a little bit more, that pace and keeping on that, and that's what we were doing. That's what I need to see our midfield doing definitely on tomorrow.
And we need to see Gruev. Probably the only thing I would say, he needs to improve the set pieces. We know he can hit a free kick, and there was a couple just went straight into the wall. And we'll be. He scored that one last in the playoff against Norwich, and let's see a repeat of that. If we could up our set pieces, if we score a few from the corner, we're unbeatable. You know, we really are, and I might win some money on a centre half scoring a goal. But who's taking a penalty if we get a penalty? Is strike off duty now?
I think it's still. I mean, he's missed one. He's scored a penalty. I wouldn't be taking off just yet. Not just yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be others.
Unless Perot's on the pitch. If Perot's on the pitch, he'll take it.
Yeah, we don't want to.
The rule when I was playing was if you missed two on the bounce, then you stop taking them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so let's hope we get one.
Jerry, what are you hoping for with the two games in the next 14 days?
Greedy. I want 6 points.
Just give us 6 points, yeah.
I think Sunderland, they've lost to Plymouth, and they're maybe starting to show. But that was a tough game. We lost there last year, and it was a poor performance. I think Norwich could go away. There could be a lot of goals, or we've won down there easily before. Last year we came from 2 down to win 3-2, and then we drew down there in the playoff, and we hammered them at Elland Road. So it could go anywhere, but I think we got to go in favourites. So if someone's give me 4 points now from these two games, I'd probably take it. I'm not sure which one I take, which the point, but I think Sunderland might have had their moment. Did they lose on Saturday? I'm trying to remember.
They did.
Yeah.
So 2-1 to Watford.
That was it. Yeah. So there's nobody outstanding in this division so far. You look, and I think our record is probably a couple of slip against Burnley and 3 mad goals, as I said, against Portsmouth, and we probably should be on top there. But West Brom have lost again. Sheffield are getting there. Burnley have lost and drawn at Oxford. So there's not the Leicester Ipswich effect, and we're just tucked in behind. So I think everybody's looking at us, and I think we look at our squad, and I think we're well capable of, and we should do better, and we should have a decent enough squad to cover. So I'd say 4 points minimum. Sorry, I've got a dog just come in here, but she's been very good. 4 points minimum, and I think we can easily take 6. So that means we're getting 1, doesn't it? it can all change in the week. Yeah, but I think we're well okay. But these are a step up, because Cardiff and Coventry were awful. They're 2 of the worst teams I've seen in a long time. And Norwich and Sunderland, just that little step up where we just need to. These are the games we got to get something from. So
to point out as well, Sunderland do have some key players out with injuries as well, so that, fingers crossed, sets us in good resolve for Friday.
Norwich missing a good few as well for tomorrow night as well. They've Ashley Barnes out, O'Neill Hernandez out, Gibbs is out, Tony Springets is out, Jacob Sorensen is out, and Christian Fastnack is out as well.
Not so Ashley Barnes. We love Ashley Barnes. He's one of our favourites.
Who would give stick to?
Yeah. I thought he'd retired after last year. My God.
He should have done. He should have retired on the pitch last year. What he should have done.
It was shocking, That's a shame there, Ashley. Yeah, lovely lad. Yeah.
Right, so we'll wrap it up there, folks. Bang on the 30. Thanks for sticking with me and watching tonight. It's been a weird day. I wasn't supposed to do anything today, and I'm doing 2 bits. But Paul, what's going on over at Leeds Therapy this week?
I'll be doing obviously the match reviews after Norwich. I'll be doing a little bit on, I think, injuries a bit more midweek, and then obviously preview and review as it goes on. And then anything that pops up that could be of any interest, if I need to have a bit of a whinge about it, then I will do.
That's the whole point of it. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
Hey, what does your week look like? What are you up to? You traveling down to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm in Norwich tomorrow. I said I blagged one in the boardroom tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I'm a proper football fan, but if there's a bit of corporate going, I'm a total tart. I really am.
Listen, we all are.
And then up to Sunderland. Jeez, up to Sunderland next Friday night, and then off to Helsinki next week to see Ireland start their World Cup campaign. This is where it starts. Yeah, for when we get to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. It's not going to happen. We know that. One thing from the game on Saturday. One thing from the game on Saturday mentioned, there was a presentation at halftime to, is it Annie Cochran? She's 90.
Dinner lady.
And she was in corporate hospitality, and she ran around in front of the South stand. She's about 90, but she is 90. Fair play to her. And that was a nice touch from the club, and the Cov fans give her a good applause as well. So fair play to them. And just want to mention my mate George Craven, a big Leeds fan, sadly passed away last week. So just want to mention George. He followed all the games, and he was going to come over, and sadly didn't make it. So I raise a glass to George for all the Leeds fans. But there's a lot of us, a lot of fans that we know that aren't with us anymore. So always remember that.
Well, fingers crossed we can bring home 3 points for George and everybody else along with that. It's a huge week for Leeds. 2 wins for Leeds will put us top of the table. The win against Norwich and results going our way will put us top of the table anyway before the international break. We'll have to look and see how that finishes up. But after a weird start to the season, we could be coming into the next international break in a much more positive place than we came into came out of the last one. So we'll have to wait and see. Right, we'll let it go there. See you, folks. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye.